Hey, what's up, YouTube? It's the big boss of freight dispatching, Antoine West. If you're not subscribed to the channel yet, make sure you like, subscribe, and comment. And I got my big brother here, Maurice, the big dog of roofing, you know what I'm saying, with Empire Commercial and Residential Services, you know what I'm saying? So we coming at you guys today with this webinar. And we're gonna be talking somewhat about freight dispatching. I'm gonna give you this freight dispatching 101. So if you're new to my channel, just to fill you in about freight dispatching. But I started my freight dispatch business about 5 years ago. And since then, I've used money that I started in that business to roll over into other businesses to increase my revenue. So you can't get rich off of one source of income. So that's why I want to start teaching you guys not only about freight dispatching, but other businesses I'm invested into, because I see all the inflation we have now. If you guys have been watching the news, they're talking about food shortages in the near future. Inflation's up, prices is up, but I know how to exactly beat that. So to beat inflation, to beat the food shortages, because food is going to go up on the shelves. Food at the grocery store is going to continue to increase. But what we need to do is continue to increase our revenue, and not just in one industry. This is what I do. I'm involved in multiple different industries because I just feel like I'm a businessman. I just have a business, period. So even if I'm involved in multiple different industries, I just consider that all my business. I don't really look at it as separate because all of it works together to give me my total revenue that I make. And once you start adding different side hustles, it's just going to increase that total revenue. And that's how you're going to start getting a lot of money rolling in, a lot of cash flow coming in. So we're going to get straight into this. Like I said, if you're not subscribed to the channel yet, make sure you like, subscribe, and comment. Go visit my website, antoinewest.biz, for all your freight dispatch and training needs. Hey, bro, hey, shout out your website, man. Shout out your social media and everything, man.
Oh, yeah. You can find me. My website is www.empire, and it's Empire with an I-M-P-I-R-E, empireservicesgroup.com. You can find us on the same Instagram, Facebook. You can find me personally on Instagram at 1K Entrepreneur Reese. I have several businesses as well: Empire Automotive Group, Empire Cafe. I'm a licensed automotive sales dealer as well. So yeah, we got a lot of stuff going on, but yeah, tap in with us as well.
Oh yeah, you got some. Forgot my brother, he brokers out cars, brokers out cars. So I like to bring that up because I know most of you watching my channel, we know brokering when it comes to dispatching. But the point I want to make, you can broker in a lot of different businesses, so that's what you really need to think about. Just don't think about brokering in one industry, even if they don't necessarily call it brokering in another industry, but basically the middleman. That's how you really get wealthy, when you're involved in the middleman business. So those are the type of businesses we're going to be teaching you guys about. All right, but I'm going to get right into freight dispatching. So basically with freight dispatching, yeah, so it has a low barrier to entry and a high profit potential. So you want to get in businesses where it's a low barrier to entry, meaning you don't have to have a lot of requirements, or you don't have to have a lot of money to get into the business, but you have a very, very high profit potential. That's how I first started to make it in dispatching. When I was working my full-time job, like I tell you guys, I was working paycheck to paycheck. But I seen this business and realized that I didn't need a lot of capital. I didn't need a lot of resources to start. I just needed the knowledge. And with that knowledge, I could produce a high profit. So freight dispatching 101, where knowledge builds wealth. That's my school, Antoine School of Entrepreneurship, where knowledge builds wealth, because you need knowledge to build wealth. All right, what is freight dispatching? Freight dispatching is the backbone of the trucking industry. Dispatchers, or a truck dispatch service, represents the carrier when negotiating freight. They take a percentage of the carrier's negotiated rate. So a dispatch service is motivated to find carriers higher paying freight. The higher the rate they can find for the carrier, the more money they make. So as a dispatcher, you'll be getting paid a percentage of the rate. The rate is basically how much a broker is going to pay the carrier, which is the truck driver or the trucking company, how much the broker is going to pay that carrier to pick up a load from point A and drop it off to point B. That's a rate. The amount of money that carrier would get paid is the rate. And as a dispatcher, you'll be making a percentage off that rate. So the higher rates you make for the trucking company, basically the more revenue you're able to bring into that trucking company is the more money that you will make. So this is what excited me. This is what drew me to this business, knowing that the more money I can make for my clients, the more money I made for myself. So that really motivated me to do a good job in this business. Also, so I can get referrals. They started to tell other people about my business and how I improved their business. And then I started to get referrals. And of course, that increased my cash flow. Not only increased my cash flow, but another thing that you need to pay attention to when you start dispatching freight, the more people you dispatch for, the more trucking companies that you help to increase their revenue, it will help you when it comes to other trucking companies that's going to come later on in the future. So that's how I really got good over time. So the more people you dispatch for, the more you do this job, it's going to make you better for your future clients. Duties and responsibilities. So when it comes to duties and responsibilities, one of your main duties will be to book loads. As a dispatcher, you will have to book loads. You will have to call brokers and use other sources to book loads. When I say book loads, that means to acquire or to schedule loads for your owner operator. So that's what you'll be doing as a dispatcher. You'll be using the load board, or one of the main load boards you'll be using is DAT load board. So make sure you guys see the video. Make sure you guys see the details below this video so you can get 30 days free of DAT load board. By using that load board and by getting it now, even before you actually start your business, even if you don't have your LLC, your limited liability company, if you get that load board now, you're basically starting your business because you're learning how to use the load board. And that's going to be such a huge part when you start dispatching freight. You don't want to wait till you get that first owner operator to start familiarizing yourself with that load board. So make sure you guys hit that link below to get 30 days free of DAT load board. So you also have to monitor driver logs. So we use what's called an ELD, electronic logging device, and you'll be using that to monitor your driver's hours, because truck drivers, they have a set amount of time they can drive each day, a set amount of time they can work each day. And that would be very important as a dispatcher to monitor those hours, so don't just leave that up to the owner operator. First of all, it is the owner operator's responsibility, but when they have a dispatcher and they're paying someone to help them out, that's one responsibility that you need to take on for yourself. Don't wait on the owner operator to tell you about their hours. Especially when you're booking loads, you're going to have to know how many hours your owner operator has left to make sure he or she can run that load. So you have to keep records. It's different paperwork like rate cons, BOLs, other paperwork that you will need to keep these records for your owner operators. One thing that I always like to be ready for when an owner operator needs a rate con, maybe they might have it, but they can't find it. And this rate con might be from a month, 3 months ago, 6 months ago. So if you have it and you can immediately email it over to your owner operator, that's taking care of your owner operator. And things like that is why they're going to stick around, because you're so helpful to them. So that's what I recommend. If you want retention in your company, you want to increase retention, just start giving more value, start doing more for your owner operators, kind of put them in a situation where they have to have you. That's what you want to do for your clients. Make them feel like they need you. You know what I'm saying? And how you're going to do that is by adding value. And that's what's going to increase your cash flow. So you're going to also be the POC. So you're also going to be the POC, the point of contact. So when it comes to the load, brokers are going to be calling you. And let me tell you, if they start calling, sometimes, the brokers are going to have the information, cell phone number, and name of the driver, but you want to make sure that broker calls you. You don't want that broker interrupting the driver while they're out there on the highway, with the semi truck hauling the load. You don't want them having to answer the phone, So one thing in trucking, safety is a big issue. Your driver has a lot of responsibility with that truck and load on the highway around other people traveling on the highway. So you don't want your owner operator to be answering the phone. So make sure that you take the position of the point of contact for the company and consult your owner operator. So anything that your owner operator needs, any advice that you can give to your owner operator, make sure you're there to consult the owner operator. Because one thing that you'll see a lot of times is your owner operators need consulting, they need mentorship, they need to know certain things about their company and how to run their company more efficiently. And the good thing as a dispatcher working with multiple different trucking companies, you're going to see what works and what doesn't work in multiple different companies. So, when you have an owner operator, especially as you start dispatching more and you grow in your career, you're going to be able to take what worked and what didn't work from previous companies. And then let's say something didn't work, or a previous trucking company went down a certain path and they went out of business. So once you learn that and you dispatch, consult, and mentor other owner operators, you're going to be able to see the same problems in their business, and you're going to be able to bring those problems up and implement solutions before they go out of business too. So that's a big way I make a lot of money and I attract a lot of owner operators to me. So next, how much can you make as a dispatcher? This is a question everyone wants to know. So I have a chart over here. These numbers are based on a 12K week per truck. So these numbers are based on making $12,000 per week per truck. So dispatchers max number of trucks and profit. So I think as a dispatcher, you shouldn't really, 8 trucks is a comfortable amount, but you shouldn't dispatch any more than 10 trucks because your efficiency is going to decrease just because of the amount of trucks you're dispatching for. So you don't want to be dispatching for 15 trucks and then you're missing out on a lot of loads and you're not keeping up with each owner operator like you should be, because that's just going to cause owner operators to leave and you're not going to get recommended by those other owner operators. But so at dispatching 8 trucks, and on average, if each one of those trucks makes $12,000 per week to the truck, that gives you $7,680 per week. This is with charging 8%. So you get 8% of every load. That will almost give you $8,000 per week. That's over $30,000 per year, and it's $368,648. So that's a lot of money, and that's basically how I got started in dispatching. That's how my revenue really increased within a short amount of time, because with dispatching, the more trucks you get, the more money you're going to make. And I just want to mention also, some people like to charge a flat rate. So instead of charging a percentage, they'll charge a flat rate. Let's say $300-400. So I'm going to do some quick math here. Like I said, with one truck making $12,000 per week, and you're charging 8%, that's going to give you $960. So you make $960 off of each truck. So some people like to charge, let's say, a flat rate of $500. That's going to be a lot cheaper than paying $960. But the reason I don't like flat rates, because sometimes the truck is going to be down for maintenance, or the driver is going to be enjoying home time or a vacation. But with the percentage, I like that better, because unless the truck's running, you don't make any money. And then the more the truck runs, the more money you make. So I definitely believe your money should be based off of what you're bringing in to the trucking company to motivate you to make that trucking company more money. Because I only think it's naturally human. If you're going to charge that flat rate, I think it's naturally human not to work as hard. Just to tell, that's how I believe. I never charged a flat rate just for that reason, because I wanted to be motivated to make more money for my owner operator. So how to get started? Train with a trusted professional. I believe, whoever you go to for training, whatever knowledge you get, just make sure it's someone that's professional, they're expert, and they really know this industry. But how to get started? First, you'll need an LLC in your EIN number. LLC is a limited liability company. So what you need first to get started is an LLC, a limited liability company. That's going to save you from being personally liable. Only your company is going to be liable for any faults. So no one's going to be able to come for you personally. No one is going to be able to sue you and take your personal assets. Everything's going to be in your business name, and your business is going to have all the liability, not you personally as an individual. So make sure that you have an LLC. And also, you're going to need an EIN number. That's an employee identification number. That's basically like a social security number for your business. So make sure you have an EIN number. You're not going to need an MC number. What an MC number is, a motor carrier number. That officially states that you're a trucking company. Once that MC number is active, that trucking company is able to run loads. So, but that is only for trucking companies. You're only going to need that to be a carrier. So as a dispatcher, you won't be needing a motor carrier number. You aren't going to be needing a DOT number either. So a DOT number is a Department of Transportation number. So what an MC number, motor carrier number, allows you to do is haul loads interstate. So what an MC number allows you to do is haul loads interstate. So interstate, by saying interstate, what I mean is, with that MC number, you're going to be able to haul loads across state lines. So let's say I start my trucking company in Florida. With that MC number, I'm going to be able to take my truck outside of Florida and haul loads to any state. That's interstate, when you can haul loads outside of the boundaries of where that trucking company was formed. A DOT number, Department of Transportation number, allows a trucking company or a carrier to haul loads within the state where that trucking company was formed. That's intrastate. So with that DOT number, some people only have a DOT number, so they have to remain in the state where that trucking company was formed. They can't conduct business outside of state lines with only a DOT number. But an MC number, motor carrier number, allows you to haul loads outside of state boundaries. So the thing is, a lot of trucking companies only operate within the state that it was formed in. So they won't need a motor carrier number. They'll only need a Department of Transportation number. But you as a freight dispatcher, you won't need either one of those. Sometimes I have a lot of questions, people asking me, would I get an MC number or a DOT number just to have? And yeah, you know, that definitely benefits you. When I first started my dispatch company, I went ahead and got an MC number and a DOT number and started my trucking company. And I started to generate money within my dispatch service. And that's the money I use to form my own trucking company. So you always have to be scaling up. You always have to be thinking of ideas to make more money. If that's just only in trucking, or if you're getting into roofing, wholesale and real estate, or whatever industry. So what I'm saying is, when you come into trucking, when you come into being a dispatcher, keep your options open so you can increase your cash flow within the trucking industry, and also get into roofing, get into other industries too, and do the same thing. Keep your options open. So this is when you're going to start, you know, making a lot of money, you know, hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars, and maybe even millions of dollars. But you have to keep your options open to generate as much cash flow as possible. Knowledge, load optimization, you know, so you want to be taking your truck to areas that have high paying loads, that and areas that has a lot of demand. So one thing when you're dispatching your truck, sometimes they might be paying a high amount for you to drop off a load in a certain area, but that area doesn't have a lot of freight, and you could send your truck out there and you could get the truck stuck and not able to pick up any loads. It could be 3 days, it could be a week before you find anything. So this is load optimization. You want to book loads that keep your truck running and keep your truck making money. When you have an owner operator sitting somewhere for 3 days or a week, you're losing a lot of money, because if those wheels ain't turning, you ain't making any money. DOT, Department of Transportation, HOS, that stands for hours of service. Like I told you guys earlier, your truck can only run a certain amount of time per day and per the week. So you need to make sure you know the Department of Transportation hours of service. That is very important knowledge that you need to have. You need to calculate trip times. You know, you need to estimate how long it's going to take your driver to pick up and drop off that load, so you know about how much time he's going to have. You need the knowledge of different types of trucks and trailers. You know, each load goes on different types of trucks and trailers. And to be honest, sometimes a lot of brokers don't even know what type of trailer they need for each type of load. You know, so sometimes you will have to educate the broker. You know, so in my training, if you click the details below, I want to make sure you guys look at my 6-week freight dispatching and mentorship program. In that program, I'm going to be teaching you guys all this stuff in detail, but you'll be amazed at sometimes how much you have to educate the broker. But that's good as a dispatcher, because if you don't do that, sometimes the broker might try to put the wrong load on the wrong trailer, or you might have a trailer that can accept that load can get loaded on and get hauled on that specific type of trailer. But sometimes the broker doesn't know that, you know what I'm saying? So sometimes you have to be able to educate the broker. So marketing and sales, this is the big thing. And this is why most people fail in this business. It's not because of any of the other things I might have mentioned before, but most of the time in this business or any business, people fail because of marketing and sales. You know, you come in, you think everything about dispatching. Oh, I want to, be able to make owner operators loads. Oh, I want to be able to work from home. Oh, I want to be able to work for myself. But you forget to take time to really learn marketing and sales. So for me coming into this business, that's what I had to learn more than anything, because any business, if you don't market your business right and get clients, because that's one of the main problems people will have coming in this business is getting clients. That's one of the main problems I had. So that's why I'm able to solve that problem so much. And just to give you guys a little hint, this is the reason why a lot of people have problems finding clients in this business, is because you're doing cold calls. You know, cold calls are almost dead unless you do it a certain way. But instead of doing cold calls, and you can do that, and in the training, I'll teach you the way in which to do that you can benefit. But I believe a lot of people do so many cold calls. They go to the truck stop so many times, or they just sit around thinking about they don't have any clients and never do anything about it. But if you're just doing cold calls and if you're just going to the truck stop, you're going to tire yourself out. The reason why is a lot of owner operators that desperately need dispatchers. And then on the other side, it's a lot of owner operators that don't need dispatchers because they have maybe a spouse or a friend, or they dispatch themselves. They're just able to do that. And then it's other owner operators that need dispatchers, but they don't think they need dispatchers. So when you're doing those cold calling, you're running into a lot of different people. And that's why sometimes just by cold calling one person at a time, you can get tired. And that's what happened to me. So during my first month of business, I didn't have any clients, but by my second month, I was making $30,000 a month. And how I changed that, instead of only doing cold calls, I got on social media and I started to give my value out. I ran ads, and my ads got pushed out to thousands and thousands and thousands of people seeing my ads. And then from there, I started attracting clients to me. And after thousands and thousands of people seeing my ads, of course, it's a good percentage that needed dispatching services. Same thing with you guys. It's a good percentage of owner operators that need your services. But if you're only talking to 100 people a day, and I know that sounds like a lot, and I say that because I know most of the people are not going to talk to 100 people a day. But what I'm telling you, if you get on social media, you're going to be talking to thousands of people a day, because your videos and your posts will reach thousands and thousands of people. And this is the key. This is the $1 million key. This is why most people will fail at this business, because it's a volume. It's a numbers game. So you have to have volume. You have to be talking to a lot of people. You're a new business. You have to put your business name, and you as an individual, you have to put yourself in front of a lot of people. And when you think about it, years ago, people conduct more cold calls, more door-to-door sales, but that's kind of dead now because we have social media. And back when it was more cold calling, it was kind of like you're haggling people, in a way you're kind of interrupting people, bothering people. But if you get on social media and give your value out, you're giving value to people. So people aren't going to feel haggled, and then you're going to make them want to reach out to you. So now that's one thing, you can't chase clients. You have to offer value so your clients are attracted to you, and that's going to make it so much easier for you. But we're going to move right along to a marketing plan. I want to mention that most people that come into this business have no marketing plan, but it's very important to have one. So a marketing plan identifies your target audience, the most effective channels on which to engage with them, and analytical insights to guide future strategy. So when you join my program, I'm going to be teaching you guys who to target and how to target these people on different social media sites. And then once you start targeting these people, the analytics are going to build up for you, and the analytics are going to attract more people that need your business. We call them lookalike audiences. You can have an audience, and then what you can do with social media, you can have an audience of people who have signed up for your dispatching service and that you have made money with. And then you can make a lookalike audience. What social media would do, it was target people that have the same characteristics as them, for your ads. So this is how you can use analytics to your advantage. So basically what we have these days with social media and analytics, like attracts like. So basically, if you give out information, if your customers like you, they're going to be attracted to you. If you give out information and your potential clients like you, they like your vibes, and that's going to make them want to buy into what you have to sell. But with analytics, how you come off on social media is going to attract like people who like your personality, like your vibes, who want to do business with you. So that's why you need to use social media and analytics to market yourself to thousands of people instead of doing cold calls one person at a time. Okay, what's the catch? So, I know we're talking about a lot of money, and I just want to, make this section for you guys about what's the catch. Because some people think it's always a catch when you're talking big money like this. But one thing as an entrepreneur, I want to let you guys know, none of this is big money. Your money is just controlled according to your belief. It's a lot of people making a lot of money in this world, and you can be one of them too. So I want to clear this up because there's really not a catch to this. There's no catch. I made a lot of money in this, and then what I like to do, I like to educate other people to make money in this. So how to avoid failure? Focus on adding value to the market. Like I told you guys before, anybody that says they don't have clients or they failed in this business, they didn't focus on adding value. They were just only thinking about their own value, how to get more money for themselves. But in this business, you don't ever have to think about how to get money for yourself. The only thing you have to do is think about how to make more money for your owner operator. Think about that only, and then you're going to have plenty of money. You're always going to make more money. So don't focus on yourself, focus on the value that you're adding, that you're giving to owner operators. Realize it's not meant for all your customers to be successful. Sometimes dispatchers get hung on one owner operator. Even right now, I'm mentoring people, and sometimes I have to let the dispatcher that I mentor know, like, hey, you're gonna have to let this owner operator go, because a lot of times the owner operator might not care about their company like you do, or they might have other stuff going on in their life. So you can't really stick around trying to get this one owner operator to work, because that's going to cause your business to fail. Because remember, you make a percentage off of what they make. So if you got an owner operator who doesn't want to be on the road, who wants to be home all the time, like I said, if those wheels are not turning, you're not making money, So on the same note, like I said earlier, that you have to be there for your owner operator, you have to give them value. If they're not giving you value, you got to let them go. Never stop marketing. You always want to scale your company. A lot of people get a couple clients and then they stop marketing, they stop recruiting, and then maybe a truck goes down, somebody gets out the business, or whatever happens, because something's always going to happen. But then you're almost down to not having any clients. So that's one thing you want to stop. That's one thing you want to think about. Always continue to market your business, no matter what. Never stop scaling. When I got up to about 8 or 9 trucks I was dispatching for, instead of just staying there, I could have stayed there. But like I said, I probably would have started to lose some people. That's what's going to naturally happen over time. You're going to lose somebody. That's just bound to happen. But never stop scaling. So after I reached those amount of trucks I was dispatching for, I started to hire dispatchers to work for me. There's no use of stopping at 8. Just because I said you should only dispatch a maximum of 8 trucks, that don't mean stop there. Hire another dispatcher and split the percentage, and now you're making passive income off that dispatcher. You're making money off of that dispatcher that you don't have to do anything for, because that dispatcher is doing all the work for those trucks, and you just created a job. So that's what it's mainly about. I love doing these trainings, but I love teaching people to start their own business. And I also know by you starting your own business, you could hire people to work for you and start creating jobs. And the way the economy is right now, I know that's much, much needed. So that's one of the main reasons I sell trainings. And, I love doing this. So that's all the information that I have for freight dispatching 101. And by the way, if you guys got any questions, make sure if you have any questions over anything that I went over today, make sure you comment below, and I'll make sure I answer any question that you have. I want to point you guys in the right direction. My brother's about to take over here in a minute and go over roofing sales. And also when it comes to roofing, if you have any questions, comment below and we'll make sure we answer all your questions.
But yeah, let's get into it. Let's get into it. Like bro said, since we've been releasing content, just discussing a little bit in detail about the roofing sales contractor position, we've been getting a lot of questions, a lot of comments. So we did want to take some time to put something together to go into some detail to hopefully answer some of those questions and boost their interest in the position. My brother and myself, we're what we like to consider to be serial entrepreneurs. So we're always looking for ways to exploit the market, looking for ways to turn opportunity or to use our value to create opportunity for ourselves in different markets. So we always are thinking outside of the box, and we would encourage you guys to do so as well. Myself, like bro mentioned, I come from a working background, just like you guys. 9 to 5, I probably spent 17, 18 years in the workforce. But throughout that time, I always had multiple streams of income. So if it meant me having 2 or 3 jobs, to do that, because that's what's required. It's hard to make it just off one stream of income. So like bro mentioned earlier, if you're looking at, creating wealth for yourself or creating generational wealth, it's very unlikely that you'll be able to do that just from having 1, 2, you got to have as many things working for you as you possibly can. So that's why we want to bring this whole roofing sales contracting opportunity to you guys and to the forefront, because it's been something that has been very valuable and profitable for myself. So let's get into it. So some of the questions that we've been getting, just in general, what is a roofing sales contractor? I know we just been dropping a little bit of jewels here and there. So, just what are the details? What's in it? I'm interested. It sounds good, but give me more information. So that's what we're going to address. Is this even a good industry to get in right now? Like bro mentioned earlier, there's so much talk of the economy crashing out. The value of the dollar is plummeting, recession, just so much, negative talks regarding what's going on in the world financially now. Is roofing even an industry that I should be looking at? Is this something that is what they say, quote unquote, recession proof? Is this even worth my time? So we'll address that as well. And of course, the number one question that everybody's always going to have is, what's up? What's up with the money? How much can I earn? What are my profit potentials in doing something like that? So just hold on. We'll address that as well. Some other comments that have been coming up, things like, I don't really know anything about roofing, or I'm afraid of heights. We've been getting those comments, or I'm not a skilled roofer. I'm not a skilled carpenter. Guess what? None of that matters. Me personally, I'm just going to be honest. I'm not a person that's really, inclined to doing things with my hands, and I don't mind saying that. I don't feel like I'm less of a man for admitting it. When it comes down to things that need to be done, I'm gonna make sure it gets done. It probably won't be me doing it, but it's gonna get done. So I just say all that to say, I've been doing this or in the roofing industry here for about 3 years now. And even though I'm not, a skilled laborer, that has not gotten in the way of me being able to put myself in the mix and get my points. Now, I want to highlight that, because you're going to hear me say that a lot. It's always a point system. It's all about the points. So when you're looking at creating new lanes of opportunity or creating new lanes of income for yourself, you got to find a way to get in the middle of a market. You got to find a way to create value in that market and get your points. That's what it's all about, the point system. Another question or something that came up is, don't I have to be a licensed or certified, or do I have to be licensed or certified to be a roofing contractor? And the answer to that is yes. In most cases, you do have to be, depending on where you're located. Every city, every state has their own, qualifications, et cetera, blah, 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 for being a roofing contractor. But we're not talking about being a roofing contractor. We're talking about being a roofing sales contractor. And there's a difference. So let's get into the difference. What is the difference between being a roof? We just want to know, what is a roofing sales contractor? I mean, that's the topic at hand. So I'm going to explain that, but let me give you a bit of an example that I think we could be, it would be easy to relate that to for you guys. So, all right, everybody's familiar with the real estate industry. Regardless of the negative talk, like we've been saying, it's been going around about the economy, about, value of the dollar crashing out, just all the negative talks that are going on in the financial world right now. What holds true, and what we do know, what we've also been hearing, is how strong the real estate market is. The real estate market will, always be a first line as far as being a financial hedge in situations where we're dealing with, the climate that we're dealing with economically. So with that being said, what folks may not realize or understand when it comes to the real estate market is there are levels, or there are segments within the market. If you were to put a magnifying glass over the real estate market, you'll see that there are different levels and different parts that actually make the whole machine move, or make the whole machine go. So if we were looking at it from a standpoint of like a real estate sales situation, if we go all the way back to the outset or the beginning of that, you would see people involved, such as your builders, such as your construction workers, who are actually involved in the building process of a property. Then you would also have inspectors that would be involved in that process after the construction, that would ensure that the property has been built up to specific codes and standards. Then you would also have, say, bankers that would be affiliated with that real estate sales process, real estate agents, real estate brokers as well. You would have title companies. There are so many moving parts to the entire real estate process that is vital to actually making that process go. So in each level, you have players, or you have people that provide value in all of those segments that contribute to that process, and all of them are placing themselves in the middle of the process, and they're collecting their points. You see what I'm saying? So let's look at an actual real estate agent versus a real estate broker's relationship. They're similar in some ways, but a real estate agent does not have to have as many qualifications as an actual broker does. To be a broker, you have to have a higher level of education. To have a brokerage company or a sales company, there's going to be certain licensing that's required, certain insurance that will be required. It's a little bit more involved than actually being a real estate agent. A real estate agent, basically their responsibilities are dealing directly with the customer, assisting them throughout the sales process, being that POC, like Bruh mentioned before, being that point of contact for the customer throughout the sales process, and ensuring that anything that's associated with the sales side and dealing with that particular real estate agency or real estate brokerage, that's handled by the agent. So when the entire process is completed, when it's all said and done, the real estate agent banks or collects a percentage of the entire deal for performing their services. So I wanted to highlight those two instances specifically because in comparison, that's kind of similar to what a roofing sales contractor's responsibility would be versus what an actual roofing contractor. A roofing contractor would be more similar to a sales broker. They're going to have more, they have a little bit more responsibility. They have to have a little bit more infrastructure on their side to make everything come together. And then the real estate sales agent would be more, or the sales contractor would be more comparable to a real estate sales agent. Their contact is more with the customer. the educating of the whole process, assisting them with choosing a home. In this situation with a real estate or with a sales contractor, they would be responsible for communicating with the customer, understanding the lingo, understanding the process to be able to navigate the customer through the construction phase of having their roof rebuilt. And, basically they handle that piece of it. The rest is handled by the sales with the roofing contractor, which would be in this situation would be myself. I'm responsible for ensuring that we have a roofing company within our network to perform the task or to perform the jobs. I handle all of the issues with the insurance company. All of that's taken care of by the contractor, which is myself. So when we're talking about putting yourself in the middle of situations or in the middle of markets, so being able to put yourself in the equation, put yourself in the conversation, and be able to earn points, this is what we're trying to educate you guys on being able to do to open up an additional line of opportunity or revenue for yourself. So let's take a look at the roofing industry, as a whole to see, answer that question. Is this even a market that's worth getting into right now? Let's take a look at some statistics. All right. If we look at the roofing industry, between 2015 and 2020, the roofing industry grew at an average of 2.7% each year. And I know a lot of you might be like 2.7%, how does that, is that good? Is that bad? 2.7 doesn't really sound like a lot. But if we compare that to, say, the automobile industry, to just show how impressive that 2.7% increase annually is, the automobile industry during that same time consistently fluctuated between 0.5% and negative 1.5% increase year to year during that same time frame. And you see how the automobile industry has an effect, even in all of our local markets. I don't know where you guys live at, but where I live, all you see is new restaurants being built, new hotels being built, and a ton of car dealerships, which, regardless of how, they promote how bad the economy or industry is doing, the automobile industry must be doing fairly well because they continuously are building these automobile dealerships left and right. So in comparison, the roofing industry did an annual increase of 2.7% every year from 2015 to 2020. And according to a survey done in 2018, which would have been right around the midway point of 2015 and 2020, it was reported that 65% of roofers saw a growth in sales and in revenue. 65%. I mean, that's a big deal for over half of your roofers in the industry to have seen an increase in the amount of jobs that they're receiving. The phones are ringing a lot more, which instantly that's going to equate to more revenue. And that's what we want. That's what we want to see. Now, why the extra motion? Like, what was going on between 2015 and 2020 that was causing, such a rapid increase in sales and revenue? Well, from 2010 to 2019, there was a landmark decade of in the US of $1 billion weather climate disasters. So from 2010 to 2019, we saw at an unprecedented numbers the amount of weather disasters that increased in the United States. It just never happened in history before. And we all know, from the news reports and from all the speculation regarding global warming, and even we can see it, in front of us. We can see it, in front of our face. How the weather has just been, so volatile in recent years. During 2019 alone, the U.S. experienced a very active year of weather and climate disasters. In total, the U.S. was impacted by 14 separate billion-dollar disasters just in 2019 alone. 14 different billion-dollar disasters. And these disasters, it's not just encompassing just roof damage, even though that's the topic. That number encompasses any property damage, any effects that were felt from these natural disasters or from these weather disasters. Now, because of 2019, the projections for 2020 for the roofing industry were $20 billion in sales. That was the projection. After 2019, they sat back and looked at, where the industry was going, and it was projected they were going to reach 20 billion in sales. That's major. That's major. Now, but I want you to keep that number in mind. 2020, $20 billion was the projection. Now in 2021, extreme weather affected more than 14.5 million homes in the United States, which caused an estimated $56.92 billion in property damage. And that was according to reports released by CoreLogic, which is a property information and analytics provider. And that was reported in February of 2022. So, I mean, do you see the trend? You see the precedents that I'm trying to build and allude to, is that there's things going on that are beyond anybody's control, which are directly contributing to, not just the roofing industry, but just really the contracting industry, period. Anything that's related to storm damage repairs, but especially the roofing industry. So yeah, remember I told you, 2020, it was projected that the roofing industry would be worth $20 billion. But guess what? In 2021, it was reported that the market size of the roofing industry was $51.9 billion, more than double what they projected for 2020. So I'm trying to bring everything, full scale for you guys. I'm trying to complete the whole picture for you guys so you can see that with the weather being the way that it is every year. And if you look at the statistics, this has been going on since 2010. And if you look statistically and at the amount of money that has been spent every year since then, every year that amount increases. So we were at 51.9 billion last year in property damage. What is it going to be in 2022? What is it going to be in 2023? And it's happening so fast. I can tell you that there are people out there in my area, in you guys' area, who have damage from 3 years ago that they haven't gotten fixed yet. And every year the weather is producing new customers. So I'm saying all that to say that there is plenty of opportunity out there. If you have the right training, you have the right understanding, which we will provide for you to get in position and get your points. Especially if you are in any of these areas. This is a chart showing the top 10 states for 2021 that had confirmed tornadoes touch down in those states. So Texas, Alabama, Mississippi, Illinois, Iowa, Tennessee, Georgia, Kentucky, Nebraska, Louisiana, Missouri. Texas had 118 tornadoes touch down. Alabama had 100 confirmed tornadoes touch down. And I can tell you, I myself, I do a lot of moving around in the southeastern United States. If you are in the southeastern United States, you definitely need this training, because there are so many weather events that have occurred, since the times that I just reported in the statistics, that there's so much damage and opportunity that's waiting for you right now. And guess what? More is on the way. More is being created every day, literally. So yes, to answer your question, yes, this is a very, very good market to get in right now, regardless of what shape the economy is in. If you look at the top 10 industries in the United States, you'll see that the insurance industry is always at the very top. The insurance companies are responsible for when these damages or when these disasters occur. It's the insurance companies that end up picking up the bill. I mean, it's an unfortunate situation, and we never want anybody to, of course, get hurt. But, you know, we're just dealing with what's realistic. We're just dealing with the industry for what it is. So, yes, this is a great industry to get in now, and it doesn't seem like it's there's no sign of it stopping.
Yeah. And just to throw something in there, and bro might have already covered this, but or said something about, but what you guys got to think about is like, even like what bro was saying right now with the insurance companies, you know, they're going to flip the bill, but you know, something we always talk about is how much money insurance companies make. You know, insurance companies make a lot of money, but you see with this, with you being a roofing sales contractor, you're going to be making money off the insurance companies, you know, so we know insurance companies make millions and billions of dollars a year. So as a, you know, we're all business people. So what we have to learn to do is to think how we can make money off of them. You see what I'm saying? So that's how I would go about it. What I want to throw in.
Yeah, definitely. Like, as I mentioned, if you look at the top 10 industries in the United States year for year, the insurance industry is going to be right up there at the top, because they're, like bro said, they're taking in way, I don't care how much money they pay out. They could never pay out more money than what they take in. They're taking in billions, close to trillions annually, and probably paying out millions, you know, for the most part. Or well, you know, just depends. Like, we just went over the statistics for last year. They spent over 60 billion in property damage, but I guarantee you they're probably making or taking in anywhere from 600 to 700, 800 billion. You know what I'm saying? So to spend 60 billion and they're taking in 800 billion, you know, there's no comparison. So and then a lot of customers, they're not even aware that their insurance company covers these types of things. You know what I'm saying? That's why I said there's a lot of people out there that have damage from years ago, and it's because they're not aware that the insurance company covers that. They're not aware that really they're required to report this information to the insurance company. But that's what the role or the purpose of having a sales representative or sales contractor is. It's your job to educate and help you. You're more like a customer advocate, and that's how we look at it in this situation. We're advocating for the customers. We're making sure that they understand fully what they're entitled to, and we hold the insurance companies too. We make sure that they get everything that they're entitled to within reason, within the law, and within the confines of the policy. So here, hey, I'm showing you basically, just to put it simple, these right here will get you these. If you see missing shingles, storm damage, I mean, there's things that will train you guys to be able to easily identify and instantly, you know, get that conversation going, start that process, and get your points. Get your points. It's just that simple. I don't know how to put it any easier than that. So now, to answer your question about how much money can we earn, how much is available, you know, a lot of folks, they throw numbers out there. Like bro said, it's a lot of folks talking numbers. It's a lot of folks that is going to promise you and say, I figured that what I'd like to do is just, you know, show you, you know, directly firsthand. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I'm taking all the cut out of it. You know, I like to be as transparent as possible. Like I know my brother does. You know, we ain't sugarcoating nothing. We don't like to fake no funk. We ain't trying to sell you, you know, no flip flam. So here, I'm gonna just go over a couple of slides. Bro, you got a calculator out? Or you got a calculator?
Yep.
Yeah, I got just a couple of slides just showing some roofing deals that I secured in the month of July 2022. So I'm just want to show you, and keep in mind, I want you guys to keep in mind, as I mentioned before, I'm a licensed auto dealer. So I have a auto dealership business. I also have a automotive business where we do car restorations and details. We do general maintenance on vehicles. I have a food truck. In addition to being a roofing contractor, I'm a general contractor. My company does a lot of repairs and remodels and replacements for a lot of property management companies and a lot of real estate companies in our area. So I'm putting that all out there to say that I don't do anything full time. Everything that I do is kind of, I kind of dib and dab. I like the balanced approach because sometimes if something maybe isn't if it's kind of off season for one thing, then hopefully the other four things, it's on season. Or, hopefully everything is hitting on all cylinders and everything is working. But I just feel that approach works for me better to be more balanced. So I'm saying that all to say that these numbers that I'm going to give you basically are going to be from a part-time perspective. These numbers this is something I'm not even, dedicating my time to full time. So keep that in mind. So yeah. So this first deal that we have here, slide this over here. So here I'm showing on this first slide, this is the total amount that I received or I was paid from the job. Each slide may show a little something different because I want to show like things that have actually, I'm not just typing numbers. I just want to show like actual, you know what I'm saying? So here I took this is an invoice. Like I mentioned, I'm a general contractor as well. So for this invoice, there were a couple of different things that we did at this property, but I circled here the residential roof replacement amount that we negotiated, which was $7,185. Now here, this slide shows an invoice that I received from one of the roofing companies in our network. And this invoice includes materials and labor, both included. So this is what I was paid. This is what it cost me to do the job. The profit, it was actually $2,096 to be exact. I rounded up on the slide for some reason, but we'll use 2,096. So bro, if you will enter the 2096 as the first slide for the first deal for the month of January or July, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Okay, here on slide 2, this is showing my CRM that I use. I receive payments directly through my website. So this particular customer sent me 3 different payments to cover their roof replacement that totaled $6,854.12. The invoice for materials and labor from the roofing company was $4,559. So my profit in that job, in that one job alone, was $2,295.12. Job number 2. Add that in there, brother.
That was 2,000.
2,259. No, 2,295.12.
All right. Got it.
All right. So that was the second job. This is the third job for the month that I did. You see the date here, July 13th, 2022. The amount paid for this job or negotiated was $12,000. It's a pretty big job. The total amount for this particular job, I ordered the materials myself. So the total amount for materials, hold on, let me add that real quick for you, bro, so you can just add that. Oh, actually, you ain't even got to do that. 1 second. Total amount for the materials, you guys bear with me. $54.87, $33, and $63.50. Total amount for the materials were $5,550.83. Total for the labor was $41.47.81. So if we add that with the materials, the total cost of that job was $9,698.64. And I negotiated $12,000. Now I can tell you that this customer, I have to double back on them because there was some repairs that we didn't negotiate into that $12,000, which we've already discussed that with him, and he's perfectly fine with it. There's actually probably going to be another $350 that I collect on top of that. So the total profit on this job that I've collected so far is $2,301.36, but go ahead and make it $2,651.36, bro. $2,651.36. All right. All right, the next job we have here. Sorry. All right, this is an invoice that I've sent. This is a job I actually got through one of my property management companies. I get jobs directly through them as well. The total amount that was negotiated for this job was $5,975. The cost, materials and labor, was $4,640. So my profit on this job was $1,335. Hold on a second. All right, and last job. All right, the total negotiated for this job was $5,999.55. I actually just got this job last week. The materials, I've already purchased the materials. Those were delivered actually yesterday, and this is a job that we have scheduled probably this week. We got a lot of rain in the area this week, so it might be next week. But the total amount, materials and labor, are going to be $4,322.76 from this amount negotiated. Profit is going to be $1,676.79. So add that. That's the last amount to add, bro. $1,676.79.
Okay.
What's the total that you came up with for the month?
So the total is $10,054.27.
$10,054.77. So that's for the month of July. I still got a couple days left, but pretty, this roofing deal that I just mentioned that we're working on now, it'll probably be my last one for the month, but over 10,000. That's what we're showing you guys, the earning potentials. And again, that's me doing that part-time. That's not me doing that full-time. If you dedicated your whole being, if you dedicated 8 hours a day to doing this, like you do your job, some people it's 10 hours, 12 hours a day. If you dedicated that amount of time to this right here, I guarantee you, your earning potentials could be 20, 30, 40,000. It could be unlimited. It's really up to you. It's not just the training that you're executing or implementing. It's not just the industry. It's also, your power of being able to manifest. You know what I'm saying? Once you get into an industry or you get in lanes that have unlimited potential, all you have to do is tap into yourself and do your part, and you don't put a number on yourself. Your earning potentials are unlimited. You know what I'm saying? That's why when folks say stuff like, being able to generate $100,000 a month, a lot of people will try to tell you that that's not possible. That's unheard of. Or you hear, when you hear, my brother and myself, when we say those things, people like, they might think, oh, they just trying to, just trying to cap or trying to sell folks on stuff. No, we're actually producing those results. We're actually producing those results. And I want to show you here real time. And I'm going to be honest with you. This reflection of doing a month. This was, I believe, the month of May that I had. That $100,076 that was done in sales, it was not all roofing. I'm going to be very, blatant about that. That was not all roofing. Like I mentioned, I'm a general contractor, so I do, other contracting work, but I can tell you that the bulk, a majority of that was from roofing. But again, to elaborate on what I just said a moment ago, I don't put a cap or, you know, a ceiling on what my potential can be. I put trust in the information that I've learned. I put trust in my training. I put trust in the decision that I made to jump in an industry that's, you know, it's billions of dollars that are available, you know? So you should have the same mindset. You have to have the same mindset if you want to do things that are life-changing. So 100,000 in sales, this is, and I want to show you guys, this is a year to date, you know, from contracting. You know, the majority of that is from roofing. There are other things that we're going to introduce you guys to in the contracting lane as well, that you can partner with roofing, that you can partner with, you know, other things that we're going to open, you know, open the doors to you guys. But I want to show you, when we say what the earning potentials are monthly and annually, we ain't just capping. You know, the proof is in the pudding. You know, we're living that, and we want to teach and show you guys the same methods, because again, we came from where you came from. So yeah. I hope that answered any questions that you guys had, brought you guys. I hope I didn't miss anything, but as bro mentioned, if you guys have any questions or any comments, you know, throw them out there and we'll be sure to double back and address those. We'll have more content coming out with more information. And yeah, we're glad that you guys are interested.
Yep. Appreciate you guys for hanging in there, watching, you know, this video with us. And I want to go over a couple of things before, you know, we let you guys go, to talk about like what bro said with the manifesting. You know, I've been really big on manifesting my whole life, but especially now, you know, just learning, well, seeing more with, you know, about manifesting within my own self, you know, seeing more about it within my own experience and my business experience. So like my brother was saying, like, you can't really set a cap on your income. The reason why is your income really just goes off your belief on what you believe you can do and what you do. That's really where your income comes from. I'm telling you this because I remember when I first started my dispatch business, I had a vision board. And I remember I put some trucks on there, I put some houses on there for Airbnb, and I put $20,000 a month on that vision board. And, you know, that's the reason I like to address this sometimes, because I believe for some people, those numbers can sound so high, it sounds a little iffy, you know. So that's just like me. Before I had made anything close to $20,000 a month, I mean, it sounded like a big number at the time, but how it goes is like, once you make that amount of money, it's not so big to you anymore. That's like if you're working a job making $15 an hour, you get another job making $25 an hour, the same thing, you know what I'm saying? So I had that vision board with $20,000 per month on that vision board. And it's funny, I put that on that vision board when I was still at my job making $17.50 per hour. And it only took me about, you know, 30 days. It only took me to be in business. By my second month of business, I was making that $20,000 a month, something in the beginning I might not have felt like was too possible. But it's two things I want to point out to you guys about putting $20,000 on a month on my vision board. The first is that it came true. So when you have a vision board, or basically a plan, you know, when you have a plan in your mind, or you write down a plan on a paper, or if you have a vision board, what that helps to do, it helps to keep your attention on what you want. So this is all about attention. If you don't put your attention on dispatching, or you don't put your attention on roofing, your attention is going to be thrown so many other places. Your thoughts are going to be all over the place, and that's going to stop you or slow down you from manifesting what you want to manifest, what you want to produce into the world. And this mainly goes off your own attention. So I had $20,000 on that vision board, and I end up making $20,000 per month in my dispatching business. So that's the first thing I want you to know about having a vision board or having a plan. The second thing is that I didn't find out till later on, or didn't think about till later on, is I basically pinned my belief to $20,000 per month. That's the main thing I want you guys to know about that vision board or any plan you come up to. I basically believed I can make $20,000 a month, and I kind of stopped there, which is fine. That got me to making $20,000 a month. But what if I put a vision board on there with $1 million a month? $2 million a month, but we don't even have to take it that high. You know what I'm saying? Since I made that $20,000 a month, my income always increased because, like I said, I had Airbnb on the vision board too. So then once I started making enough money in freight dispatching, I took some of that money and invested it into Airbnb. But that was all on the vision board. That was all on a plan. So it's no different. So basically, when you have a vision board or you have a plan, you're taking your thoughts and you're writing them down on paper, or you're putting them up on a board. So now your thoughts, you can physically see your thoughts. If you just even write it out into a plan, now you can physically see your thoughts on a piece of paper. And now you can read that paper every day. You can take your cell phone, take a picture of that piece of paper, and then look every day when you wake up, look at that picture. You know, all through the day, when you pull out your cell phone, when you're just waiting for someone, when you're just waiting in line somewhere, or if you're just chilling out, take out that cell phone and look at your plan. Take a picture of your vision board. And when you're just chilling out, instead of thinking about something else outside of you, instead of thinking about something someone else is doing, take out that cell phone and look at your vision board. You know, keep your attention on what you want to do. If you want to get into roofing, throw some houses up there, throw some roofs. Hey, put roofing stuff on your vision board and Airbnb, dispatching, whatever you want to do, put it on that vision board or write it down as a plan. And then basically what happens is you start following the plan. Or if it's on a vision board, you see that up on your wall every day, and that reminds you of your plan. That reminds you of what you want. And then that's on your attention, and you start doing more and more activities that get you what you want. That's how that works. And it really works because it holds your attention there. What a lot of you might realize if you're just coming into business, sometimes your thoughts are scattered all over the place, and then your attention is all over the place. So that's what it is, why it's taking you so long to manifest the business ideas that you want. So I just wanted to say that about manifesting. I believe that's pretty much all I got. Like I said, guys, subscribe to the channel, like, subscribe, and comment below all your questions. Like we want to answer questions, you know what I'm saying? For me, I didn't want to just stick to dispatch, and I want to start branching out for you guys. Like I said, even in the future, the economy is looking like it's going to get pretty bad, but that doesn't mean your personal economy has to get bad. This is how you change your personal economy, by starting to generate more revenue now. Yeah, so then another thing, I just want to kind of let you guys know my plan, my plan that I have in mind. My brothers too, we talked about this, like my brother talked to you guys about the storm, but ever since I was a kid, this has been one of my big dreams, So honestly, for me, I feel like all my dreams are coming true. Just to be honest with you guys, I feel like all my dreams are coming true right now, even with presenting this video to you guys and mentoring you guys and teaching you guys about the training, because bigger picture, ever since I was little, I always liked to help out people. So that's one of the reasons I joined the military. I was active duty Navy. Then I got out the Navy and I went into the Army National Guard. So back during Hurricane Katrina, and seeing all the National Guard and roofing contractors just out there helping people. I still remember those images on the news. I was young, but that really stuck in my mind. And I always knew I wanted to do something like that. So with this training, me and my brother are putting together for you guys with this training. Sometimes, when we have hurricanes hit in, the southern states or tornadoes, eventually this is what this is going to get to. When we have these storms hit in those areas, we're going to have teams of you guys, you know what I'm saying, that have went through the training, ready to go down there. And we're going to be there too, to go to wherever the storm is, and then we're going to be helping people out. People sometimes during those storms, there's some pretty horrendous events that take place, and I'm just an altruistic person. I like helping people, so nothing would make me more happier to be helping people, especially with you guys. So I want you guys to know that, you guys that subscribe to my channel, to watch my videos, I really appreciate you. Even if you just watch the videos, I appreciate you. And what you can do, if you can do us a favor and share this video to as many people as possible that you believe might be interested. But I'm really looking forward in the future, because like bro said, these storms are coming. They're starting to come more regularly. So what I'm looking for in the future is meeting you. I want to meet you during some of those storms, and just get that military feeling back. Sometimes I miss that feeling of being in the military, that camaraderie, helping people out, being there, actually doing stuff. Honestly, I don't want to always be here on video on YouTube. I want to actually meet some of you guys and actually have a mission and accomplish something, be able to help people out and be able to make money. So, that's what I'm looking forward to in the future, is actually meeting some of you guys and, putting this knowledge to work. I'll be happy when the day comes when I can see the knowledge me and my brother are putting out here on these videos. I can see it manifested. This is all about manifesting this knowledge, and we go get it together. You know what I'm saying? Hey, bro, you got anything else for him?
No, man, really, you said it all, man. Just, to kind of add on to what you said at the end, at the end of the day, you're always here, myself, my brother, talk about, creating value for yourself, create more personal value. And at the end of the day, that's what it's all about. We're here talking business, talking money as well, but more than anything, we're the type of people that are about creating and building up our personal value. When you do that, everything else falls in line. The money, the success, the happiness, change in lifestyle, all of it's just a total attitude or mind adjustment or mental adjustment that we have to make. And doing that in the spirit of, like bro said, being in a position to be able to help people, to be able to give back. That is the ultimate goal. And we definitely want you guys on board and a part of the team as well.
Yeah. All right. Well, yeah, I appreciate you too, bro, for presenting.
Appreciate you, man.
Video. Yeah, presenting this to everyone. Yeah, definitely. Hey, if you guys got any questions, comment below. Hey, hit us up. Thank you for watching this video. But we'll definitely be coming back on, giving you guys more knowledge in the near future. If you need anything, go to my website, AntoineWest.biz.